Yo, how you guys doing this fine afternoon? A Labor Day if you're in Europe, or Labor Day if you're in America. Wait, actually, Labauer, maybe not in Europe, but it's OU. Anyway, I'm here early today because everybody else has the day off and I don't. So, alright, let's do it. It's gonna get interesting, I think. You did your grilling earlier, you made some brats. Dude, brats are pristine for sure. We had some last time I was at a cookout, a griot, which was for my brother's bachelor party. Um, I brought the brats. I brought the brats for sure. We'll talk about that later though. Somebody had a question, right? Tay Barracuda did some double air fried mango habanero wings along with some spicy teriyaki. Absolutely delicious. Sounds amazing. Sounds very good. Brats and babes, best bachelor party ever. There were no babes. No, it was just. It was the most low key, like chill. We went up north, rented a cabin for the weekend, went fishing. Caught some bluegills, cooked them up in a cast iron, made some brats and stuff. Had a bonfire, played like video games and stuff. You know, just chilling. No real need to cut loose. Not looking to cut loose, really. Did all the cutting loose in young Heywoah time. Now it's time for cookouts and video games. A true lads party, yeah. A little bit of axe throwing as well. Anyway, let's get this one out of the way real quick because it's Labor Day. It's actually called Labor Day Foods Tier List. All right, sounds good. SABCD trash. And shall I put a I haven't had it tier underneath trash? I think I shall. It's entirely possible I haven't had it, right? Haven't had. Also, this comes with a PowerPoint. The Labor Day Summer Cookout Tier List. Let's crack some cold ones with the flats. Welcome to a nice, calm Labor Day. Foods you want to see at a cookout. That's it, I don't think too hard. Missing something, shout it out. Don't watch hungry. Alright? First things first. The dogs. Alright, hot dogs. I used to live in Chicago for a few years, so I have some strong opinions about dogs, okay? You can buy those like $1 for 8 of them, fucking whatever, but and then there is something different than like a split fucking hog from Chicago, right? These are two different classes of things. However, at a cookout, you're probably getting the cheaper ones, usually. I'm not gonna tell you how to live, but usually if you're going to some cookout, you're bringing the cheap ones. But you know what? Put them on an actual grill, gas or charcoal, doesn't matter much. Put some fixins on there, standing around talking to people, maybe roast a marshmallow. Hot dogs, even the cheap ones, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Although, I wouldn't get the actual cheapest ones. I mean, we're adults here. You can at least get some of those plumped up juice the good ones. You can still get the good ones, even if it's just from a supermarket, right? A proper hot dog is in two fashions. A hot dog with mustard and onions, or chili dogs. Chili dogs are delicious. Mustard and onion is delicious. Relish and ketchup is delicious. Put some sauerkraut on there if you want to get a little German. Delicious. Fucking nacho cheese and jalapenos, or like Wisconsin cheddar or something. Spice that cheese up a little bit. Delicious. There are so many ways to make a hot dog simply delicious. Even ketchup. So hell yeah, brother. To be perfectly honest, hot dogs are A tier at a cookout. Nobody's going to be like super excited about them, but these are like a bedrock foundation. They're just required. They're always there. They're always good. It's old reliable, right? And I rate them actually pretty high for that reason. Unlike most other food, if you're at a cookout, unless you fucking light the thing on fire, you essentially cannot have a bad hot dog. It's the consistency is king, you know? The hot dogs are just always good. They're never not good. You love chopped onions, but you never want to chop an onion. There is a secret to chopping an onion without getting too much of the fumes and juices in your eyes. The humble burger. And, I mean, the sky's the limit on how good a cookout burger can be. It could be the greatest thing you've ever had. It's sort of like a hot dog, but I'm going to be honest here. The cheapest burgers are much worse than the cheapest hot dogs. The floor is lower, but the ceiling is much higher on the humble burger. And there's so many ways to make a burger. Unlike hot dogs, again, you basically can't fuck up a hot dog. It's surprisingly easy to fuck up a burger on a grill. Shout out to buying the box of frozen pucks from Sam's. Yeah. So, like, I don't think it's fair to grade things too harshly on whether or not you can fuck them up, but just be warned, right? If you go to the average grill and you pick up the average burger and the average hot dog is always good, and the average burger, it's a question mark. It is. But I'm not grading this based on shitty folk or people who can't grill or fucking up the food or just buying the cheapest burger. Like, we're talking about a flats grill. Like, if me and the flats went out for a grill at a meetup, right? What kind of burgers would we have? That's what I'm thinking of. And I'm an optimist. S tier. I'm an optimist. I'm looking on the bright side. An above average burger is better than an above average hot dog. And if the shit's bad, you're just not eating it. So who cares? Burgers are S tier. You can make your own. You can go bison. You can go beef. You can buy a giant patty from the supermarket that's basically already not fucked up for the most part. You can get your own. You can get your own ground stuff. You can do whatever you want with it. But it's going to be good if you're decent at cooking. S tier. Also, the meme hamburger recipe that I had on my last video, I've actually made that. So, it's not simply like a made up burger recipe meme. It actually exists. And bison's pretty good. All right, now we got ribs, dry rub or sauce, whichever. I myself prefer pork ribs. Some people like beef ribs. Nobody's really wrong here. That should be falling off the bone. It's not particularly messy to eat even though it looks like it is, because the bone just slides right out. You know, if you chop ribs into strips, right, it's essentially a humongous pork chicken wing, right? It's a big flat. It's a big flat. And it's absolutely delicious. Ribs are S tier. Where do we got them here? Where's the ribs? Oh, it might not be. Oh, here we go. Ribs are S tier. Now, why do I put ribs above burgers? And SG Arcade has foreseen where I'm going with this one. If you see ribs at a cookout, that is usually like you're surveying, you're rolling your perception check when you show up. You see somebody making ribs, chances are they know what they're doing. And it's a great sign for what is to come in this cookout. And so I put them a little higher than burgers. Also, generally, the meat tastes better than burger meat. Although all the other stuff makes for a cool combination. Non-tender ribs make God cry. True, yeah, that's sad. You can fuck up the food, for sure, but gotta get them apple chips for the smoking. True. Absolutely true. I hope no one's hungry. Next up, we got chips. And that's, you gotta add an extra syllable in there. Chips. Shahrazad. Quick chip tier list, go. Oh, jeez. Alright, let's do it. a sub tier. Sub tier. Oh, there's a lot. We're doing this at the end. I'm doing it afterwards. I'll hit that shit later. Chips are something you expect to see, especially in a more normal cookout. Yeah, it's something you expect to see. Sorry, I need to make this into presentation mode. Apologies. I think chips are D tier. Are they D tier or are they C tier? I mean, they're fine. I'll eat them. Adding dip. So, like, here's a chip. A chip is like D tier. If you add store-bought, generic, like whatever sort of dip, you know, they're C tier. If the person has made their own special dip for the chips, they might even creep up into B tier depending on the type of the chip. But on average, it's C tier. I'm not terribly excited about it. Doritos and shit are good. Somebody's got to bring them. And if you can't cook, do what you can. Like I said on Discord. When you're going to a cookout, you bring what you can and you do what you can. And even if anyone could have done that, you were the one who did. Everybody does their part. No big deal. I love that Shahrazad too, by the way. Because we're playing a sub game where it's a sub tier within the tier. Good visual meme. 5 out of 7. And I appreciate it. Next. That veggie platter that no one does anything with. And at the end of the entire cookout, everyone has eaten literally everything else. And there's like, one person has had one celery stick, the rest are still in there. Same with these. One person has eaten one of these. All the carrots are gone. Almost all the dip is gone. And somebody had 4 of these. You buy it, even though it's a total waste, because you have to keep up appearances. Let me put this here. There we go. You have to pretend like you're an adult who is capable of eating vegetables, alright? And so you go to the store and you buy something that you know will be essentially not fully eaten. But it's part of the art direction of the scene that you're making. Now, where's the vegetable? I must not be seeing it. Yeah, I'm missing it. It's D tier or like, oh, bottom line? Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I only see meat, so I'm kind of non-meat blind, you know. Look, I like carrots and ranch, and even broccoli and ranch, as much as the next person. But it's the least exciting and tasty thing, probably at the entire cookout. And so in D tier it belongs. Pathetic, but you have to bring it to pretend like you're an adult. Juice grenades. Lil Hug. Lil Hug fruit barrels. A good source of vitamin sugar. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know that I've ever had these in my life. I've seen them. I've never chosen to drink them. It's not from an aversion to it. I suppose the kids like it, right? It's like a childhood classic, but I've never had one. I'm sure they taste like Kool-Aid. I'm sure they're fine, but I haven't had them. You come into the hug barrels, childhood classic. Yeah, little hug barrels. Lip cutters. Petition for no one trusted you to cook tier. Separate from drinks. Drinks are wanted. Damn. There was a WD article back in the day where they used them for drop pods. Oh, that's funny. I think I've had... Have I had Kool-Aid in my life? I probably haven't. No, I probably have. I just don't know if I remember it. It's the same thing as the juice grenades, I think. Geez, maybe when I was 5 or something I've had one, but when I was growing up, our family does not drink stuff like this. It was like, my mom was super judgmental, and she's like, we will not be having Kool-Aid and pure sugar drinks like that. So yeah, I haven't had it. It's probably worse than the barrels, I'm not sure. So, apologies, Kool-Aid man, I guess. But I'm not sure. Now here we have some freeze pops. Freeze pops. These are something I have had. Here it is. These are frozen. To eat them, since they're frozen, the plastic becomes brittle. You snap that shit in half. I know people, when they're growing up, they're like, oh, I'm gonna try to get up here and use those teeth and like tear it. No, no, no. Just break it in half. That's the way. These are another like overtly shitty but like cool for the kids kind of thing, you know? And they're fun. They're in the fun tier. They're probably, if I went to a cookout and they had no chips but they did have freeze pops, I would be happy. So it's going here. I don't know that it's exactly B, but I think they're fun, and I don't have anything bad to say about them. C tier is not bad. They're fun. Queso dip / guacamole. Are these combined on the tier list, or are they separate? Because I have strong feelings about these two different items. I'm presuming we're making this. At a cookout, I'm assuming we're making most of this stuff. So this is not like a jar of Taco Bell brand queso dip, or like, you know, Piggly Wiggly brand guacamole in like an extrusion toothpaste tube that you bought. Like, I'm assuming you're making this stuff. There are separate photos on the tier list, my man. What if there's dip and no chips? Then I'm dipping my fucking hot dog into this queso dip, and I'd like to see you try to stop me. Alright, queso dip. Homemade. S tier. Top of A maybe? Maybe better than a hot dog? Shit's delicious. I'm thinking A tier. If you are eating with someone whose parents are actually Mexican, even though queso is kind of not, at least they would use cool ingredients. It might be S tier, but I'm putting it in top of A. It's delicious. You can put anything in here. You can put all the peppers you want. You can put meat in there. It could be almost like a chili style substance, except infused with cheese. It's delicious. A tier. So good. Guacamole is trash. This is a trash food. The hipsters like it. Because, I don't know, maybe hipsters eat healthily, and so their taste buds die, and they don't know what tastes good anymore. So guacamole tastes like when you're mowing your lawn and you got the bag of grass clippings, you know, and let's pretend it was kind of wet when you mowed the lawn. Maybe you mowed the lawn 2 days ago, so it's the tiny little flecks of grass, the mulch. Guacamole is mulch that you added like milk to and stirred up. It is fucking gross. It's literally disgusting. And I have no idea why anyone likes it. It's like someone decided they were going to make salsa out of, instead of tomato, a guacamole. And I'm like, oh, that's weird, because a guacamole is like gross, and tomatoes are bliss. How do you retract your sub? This is IP setting. Your IP settings. Is the guac you're eating brown? It's supposed to be green? No, no, no. It's just as green as the algae and slime on the underside of my mower blades that I peel off with a screwdriver every 2 months. Now, it could just be that I've never had good guacamole, which is possible. But I've had very expensive guacamole at very expensive restaurants that otherwise everything on the plate was top tier delicious. But the guacamole, like, was gross. It's just gross. Next, we got Kebabs. This is why you come to the Food Heywoah tier list. Yeah, because, so the thing is, with the Heywoah tier list, you get, like, incredibly well thought out, perfectly true opinions that I opine on for minutes at a time about every single thing, and you're just like, yep, entirely correct, yep, I get it, I understand your thought process, yeah, and then I toss that one thing in there that is true, that's true, but you're not ready to hear it. And that's the hot take moments, like guacamole is trash. Anyway, I've had a lot of kebabs in my day. I happen to particularly enjoy Afghani food. There was a place in Milwaukee that did really good Afghani food. And then right across the street from it almost, there was a place that did kind of okay Mediterranean style stuff. Also, there used to be a place in Madison that did good stuff too. Haven't been there in a decade, but yeah, I love Afghani stuff. And they do a lot of kebabs there. And damn, I didn't think we would have double hot takies. I didn't think there would be double hot takies so soon. But even very good kebabs are dry and boring. All the juices just fall off of this. They're not necessarily captured. And lamb is a shit type of meat. All this stuff is in humongo chunks, which is kind of annoying. Kebabs are skippable. I would literally rather have a hot dog. I don't know what people see in them. It looks cool, but they're like C tier. I mean, technically it's meat, so it's better than all this stuff. But yeah, high C tier at best. I've had very good kebab, but at the restaurants that I've had very good kebab, everything else on their menu like shits on it. Because the class of food that is stuff on a stick, it just isn't, it's not like a good class to be. You got to choose a different class. This is like Diablo. You're playing a druid, they're low tier. Give that enigma to a paladin, and then to a paladin up here, and see what happens. You know what I mean? You keep my druid out of this. I am a fellow druid lover. It's okay if I can make fun of druids. I am a druid. Just like I can make fun of fat people because I'm fat. Schwarmageddon with this take. You only know about Schwarmageddon because of that one Marvel movie. I said it. You have only heard about shawarma because of that Marvel movie. Don't talk to me. Shawarma hipster streamer. Next up on the list, grilled pineapple. This is delicious. I love grilled pineapple. I'm a fan. Do you have WoW open? I do. The dragon is roaring. I can't mute it. Sorry. Anyway, grilled pineapple, delish. Big delish. But it's still just B tier. It's way better than kebab and chips and stuff. But it doesn't touch like actual food. It's a fun little side thing to put on your plate. It's sweet. It's got some burnt hot sweet action, which is a rare flavor combination, and I happen to like it. You thought the roaring was your stomach? It very well could be. Cooked fruit. Cooked fruit is delicious. You know, they cook tomatoes all the time, and they're a fruit, right? I know what you mean, though. Grilled corn on the cob. Now, I prefer to keep that wrapping on there when they're on the grill for a while. I like to keep that wrap on it, but you do what you want to make that corn pop. It is hella delicious. It fucks with your teeth, so that is a downside. It fucks with your teeth. There's strings and shit that get caught in there. It's trying to floss for you, essentially, but with food stuff, so it's actually the opposite of flossing. A lot of people can't eat it off the cob. It ruins one of your sticks of butter. You just like affix a stick of butter to a little dish, and people just spin that on there, you know? But that being said, it's still fucking delicious. And it harkens back to the olden days. I'm putting it in A tier for sure. Not quite S tier, but it's goddamn delicious. It's way better than pineapple. It's way better than Kebabs or store-bought vegetables and fucking guacamole. Ugh. And you can put some stuff on corn on the cob that you might not think. I went to the most Midwest, like northern Wisconsin fucking cookout one time a million years ago. That I had this artist friend a long time ago who's like, they had him when his dad was like super old. And he brought out grilled corn on the cob, and this dude would take a corn on the cob, spin it fully in the butter, salt it, then spin it still hot on top of a slime of Limburger cheese, and just fucking deep throat that shit. And he loved it. It smelled so bad. I didn't try it. I kind of wish I did, but I was a kid at the time. And I wasn't trying to handle it back then. But I kind of wanted to, I feel like I should have tried it just so I would know. You know, people talk about Limburger cheese offhandedly, like, oh, it's the gross cheese, it's the bad smelling one. I wonder if it tasted good, though. You know what I mean? Kimchi smells terrible. but it's delicious. So maybe Limburger is good too. Vincent Bencharella said on today's Top episode, the target audience for AOS is 30-year-old dads with 2 kids. Yes, it is. That is the target audience. But it's truly both of those, right? Like, it is meant to appeal to the kids as well, but then also the 30-year-old dads. It's a two-prong. It's a two-prong fork. But that's fine. Who's not a kid at heart if you're playing with toy soldiers, am I right? Now we got coleslaw. What can I say about coleslaw that is good? What can I do? Alright, as an absolute olive branch, the coleslaw, like, you can make your coleslaw with you can have like a buttermilk base to it, which makes it taste a lot different than if some yuppie is tossing Miracle Whip in there and stirring it up, right? It's so different. Coleslaw has a big lateral. But the best coleslaw can get, in my opinion, is being placed on top of a proper pulled pork sandwich. Like, within that exact context, it's like the perfect addition to that sandwich. So that's cool. But coleslaw is not an actual food. It's like ketchup. Coleslaw is ketchup. You put it on S tier food. You do not just put it on your plate and eat it. Generally, it's like usually trash, to be honest. And only very rarely are you like, okay, I'm gonna put it on a pulled pork sandwich. I'm gonna put it on a burger or something like that. It's a condiment. I don't know. In which case, I'm gonna put it in D tier with a little asterisk that says, as part of an S tier meal, this thing is going to go onto something, but it's as a thing just sitting out on the table that you're supposed to like eat with a fork. Get out of here. And there's so many shitty types of coleslaw that honestly, chances are, on average, the coleslaw is bad. On average, it's bad. So get out of here. Next up, grilled garlic bread. Submitted by Orlando on Discord. I mean, garlic bread's delicious. What do you want me to say? Garlic bread is hella delicious. It makes you smell bad, but so does everything else on this menu. Is it S tier? It is. It's possible to make garlic bread that's like a kidney-shaped chunk of granite that you can't even bite into. Like, yeah, you can fuck it up. But garlic bread, S tier, maybe just high A tier. And it kind of depends on what type of bread you make it out of. You can do a lot of stuff with it. It might drop into A tier somewhere, but it's hella delicious. I'm doing it. Possibly even behind queso, I'm not sure. Garlic bread's really good though. Yeah, A tier. I think that's better. This got to be the 15th food tier list in 2 weeks that you've watched. Lemonade and or iced tea. I did some reasonable takes, alright? We gotta fit the ones you might not be ready for. Lemonade is trash, but it's better than guacamole. And sweet tea is also trash, but it's better than guacamole. What's better, lemonade or sweet tea? Probably lemonade. Yeah, lemonade is better than sweet tea. This is like one step up from this, except more realistic. It's made by real things, but it doesn't taste good. Also, for those playing the home game, sweet tea is here in trash, but unsweetened tea is lower in trash. And then hot tea is even yet lower in trash. Tea is trash. It's like you went out into a field and just pulled some alfalfa and wheat and hay and just threw it in water and boiled it. And you're like, here, drink this. I'm like, no thanks. Can we combine? Because it'd be making Arnold Palmer. Arnold Palmer is like still trash, but it's better than the some of its parts. But then again, as you can see, clearly I don't like the tea flavor, and so things that taste like tea I don't like. Even on Arnold Palmer, because it's made out of a thing I don't like and another thing I don't like. So, alright. I know a lot of people like Arnold Palmers, but I think they probably like the flavor of tea, which I do not. Cold ones. Nice, we got some cold one riders over here. Looks like, what is this? Mordello. Stella Artoise. Maybe this is a Fago, I'm not sure. Probably not. I'm going to assume cold ones to you, or to this tier list, means cheap shit beer that you bring to a place. I don't know that people call cold ones like, you know, higher quality beer or anything like that. But cheap shitty beer is fucking trash. It's trash. It tastes bad. It's not good for you. It makes you really extremely annoying to be around. And yeah, I don't see an upside to this. Tastes bad, bad for you, makes you fucking obnoxious to be around. There's only negatives here. It's the lowest trash. Next, margarita. Margaritas are delicious. Quite nice. I'm thinking B tier. They're very delicious. I don't have too much bad to say about them. That salt on the edge is very nice. Tequila in there. Got that sour. It's just on the rocks or blended. I prefer on the rocks personally. But, you know, live your life. Live your life how you want to. Cold wine. Thinking of rosé for me. Okay. Cold wine, probably a white, or at least a rosé. Juleps? What's a julep? I'm not sure. Jalapeno margaritas slap? Yo, I've had those, yeah. The only jalapeno margaritas I've ever had have all been blended. I'm not sure why that is, but I don't know if it was on purpose or what, but those are sweet. I don't drink wine. I don't drink beer. I don't drink wine. I don't drink this stuff. But it is better than lemonade and sweet tea. So this is where we're moving out of objective territory and getting into subjective. Well, not with this. This is undeniably not worth drinking and trash. But I don't drink wine. And I don't like this stuff, right? But this is trash. Anyway, moving on. Cobbler a la mode? Holy shit, what kind of barbecues are you going to? Somebody is bringing a goddamn peach cobbler a la mode to your cookout? Holy shit, the goblin. I mean, it's delicious as hell, right? But that means that they used the kitchen and they baked and fully prepared something and then just brought it, right? I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm just saying fucking Chad. Top of A, possibly even into S. Like right out of the oven cobbler, you melt some vanilla ice cream on top of that. God damn. Holy shit. S tier. If this shit is at your barbecue, you have made correct choices leading up to that moment. And or you live in the South, to be honest. Northerner opinion over here. But the shit's S tier. It's so fucking good. Clear cultural and regional differences in what constitutes a cookout. True. But I'm not coming at it from a judgmental angle. I'm like an exploratory scientist. I'm like, oh, you have those at your cookout? I mean, hell yeah, brother. Them shits are delicious. Great work, essentially. Just good work. Then we got apple pie. I mean, what could be more American? It's basically a cobbler that has its life together a little better, right? You know, it's in better shape. I don't know. It's great. I love apple pie. And if you want some Wisconsin, if you want to put some Wisconsin in there, this isn't the joke. Find yourself some aged cheddar and put an actual hunk of aged cheddar, like a slice, on that fork and have apple pie with it. This feels like you're recoiling away. Like, why would you want cheese with apple and sugar? And like a little bit of ice cream? Brother, sometimes you just gotta close your eyes and make the leap. And also cheddar goes very well with apple as a flavor profile. I say to stave off maybe some of the shit that people talking to me about. And I like it more than cobbler. But not by very much. They're just both S tier. Sleestra, thanks for being a first time chatter. Thanks a lot. Cobbler is better than pie, you guys think? I like the pie structure. I like some structure in here. I'm order over chaos, alright? But they're both S tier. It's just, for me, like, especially if you add some of that cheddar slice in there, first among equals. But I'm more of a pie than a cobbler kind of person. Apples and Havarti cheese go good too. Yeah, I mean, have you ever had a cheese plate? Right? You got cheese on there. Sometimes you have apple slices or fruit. Fruit mixes well with cheese, like especially on a platter. It's not as crazy as you think. I've gotten a lot of pushback from that suggestion, and so maybe I'm bringing too much to this, but the flats are too enlightened. They see the way. They're starting to believe. Anyway, next, barbecue baked beans. Have I had barbecue baked beans? I've had like American baked beans, right? Where you got that brown sugar, maybe a hint of molasses, bacon in there, right? Lots of brown sugar, actually. I've had that, and that's S tier food. I don't know that I've had barbecue baked beans. Is this like chili without the meat? Or maybe low on the meat content? Oh man, I haven't had true barbecue baked beans before. I've only had the American ones. And then there's some inedible nonsense that Britain does with theirs, where they put like tomato in there, which is crazy to me. Cobbler is destruction. Oh, really? It's what I am talking about? Okay, so barbecue baked beans really is like the heavy on the brown sugar, some bacon bits in there, that kind of stuff. Okay, in which case, strong S tier. It's simply an S tier condiment. Or not a condiment, but a side dish. It's delicious. You can have it for breakfast, you can have it for lunch, you can have it for dinner. It's part of a healthy breakfast. You get some, go up north in Wisconsin, you get some fish eggs, scrambled eggs, and breakfast sausage. Cook that in an iron skillet over the open fire. Put some brown sugar baked beans on the side. Absolutely delicious. The juice from the beans is a condiment? True. Yeah. It's so fucking good. Anyway, S tier. Great work. Great work. Next is chili. I don't get what people see in this. Yeah, bean juice? No. Human bean juice. Anyway, I don't know what people see in chili, but I haven't explored chili. There's a deep underground of like chili conquistadors trying to conquer each other all over America. There are things where it's like it's not even really a cookout. It's like it looks like a cookout, but what it really is 7 people fighting to the death over whose chili is the best. Right? I've never had a chili that was particularly impressive to me, but I've never actively searched it out either. So in my life, the only chili I've ever had has been essentially boring and not really worth eating at all. I'm just skipping it. Pure skipping it. Do not want it. And if I'm going to a place like Kansas City, I ain't getting chili. I'm getting fucking pulled pork and shit. I'm getting simply better base classes, right? I'm getting way better stuff than chili if I'm going to a real, like, you know, southern good place. I'm just skipping it. I'm not interested in it. You put chili on a hot dog, that's cool. So maybe to me it's a condiment. It's like coleslaw. It's better than coleslaw, but like whatever. Once again, we have a condiment. Now we got nachos. I've had really good nachos. I've had pathetic nachos. This one's crazy. This one's kind of crazy to me. Because it's so all over the place. Is this the most lateral one? I wonder if nachos has the largest discrepancy between good and bad, the longest number line. I've had delicious nachos. Doesn't strike me as a cookout food, but I don't know where you live. I would rather have nachos than a kebab. But I would rather have basically anything than a nacho. Are those radishes? Yeah, those are radishes. Radish, huh? It looks like feta cheese here too. So radishes, feta guac,
Beets.
some corn. What the fuck am I looking at? I don't rate nachos very highly. Yeah, and the best nachos ever aren't very great. So, corn dogs. I like hot dogs. I like breaded, deep fried stuff. It's kind of a kid food, right? It's like a food for kids, but they're delicious. They're B tier for sure. Way better than kebabs. Way better than that. These are condiments. Yeah, it's B tier. It's great. I would actually probably rather have a real hot dog, but they're good. Most people tend to microwave these, or you get them at the county fair or something like that. The dip battle? Oh, the dip battle. Okay. Let's see. I think I've ended up having all of these. The battle of dips? Well, the winner of this dip is the one that you made. Even a person who basically can't cook in any way can create a dip that is superior to all of these. By a lot. But, I mean, dip is useful. It's useful and good. I'm going to put dip right next to chips because that's where kind of it belongs, right? This is specifically Tostitos.
Time to get fired up! I hope you realize the power of meat now.
Fox and Socks, thanks for reminding everyone here about the power of meat. I appreciate it. Thanks for the $20. Huge, dude, and thanks a lot. Power of meat. So, am I grading actual Tostinos? I think I am. It's not very good. Maybe, I guess it's still C tier, I suppose. If you're making your own salsa is capable of being strongly A tier, but Tostitos is not it, fam. Which is fine. I mean, you go to the store and you buy it for like, I don't know, $2 or something like that. How good can it be? Salsa lowest dip. Oh, am I supposed to... Hold on. Am I supposed to assume this is the concept of salsa and not Tostitos brand salsa? SG Arcade, you made the list. What are my rules that I'm operating under? What am I supposed to take this as? Is this simply bean dip and not Fritos bean dip? Is this simply the idea of salsa? Or is this actually Tostitos salsa? I wasn't sure if you were doing a brand battle or not. What do you got for me? I'll await my answer. No, as the brands, because cheap fucks bring it to the cookout. Okay, alright. In which case... Alright, I'm liking this better. Here's the secret. What you do is...
Which prawn?
You mix this one with this one. And you stir it up. And it creates a pink slime. And if they chose the... I hope to God they at least chose the spicy, the hottest version of it. And it makes for like an okay kind of dip, I guess. But they're... I mean... I'm happy to see them. I will dip a chip into them. No big deal. But that's about it. Yeah, you can accept pink slime into your heart, for sure. You just gotta mix these two together. Kansas City, Texas, or Carolina barbecue, rank them, we need to know. Okay, they're all fucking amazing in slightly different ways. And, every person who actually participates in the console wars of who has the best barbecue is cringe. And no one else in the entire country gives a fuck but the people who exactly live there. I've had S tier barbecue at all three of those places in my life. And they're just a little different. Multi-layered dip. I'm not the hugest fan of this thing. People bring this shit all the time to everything. It makes a little Mexican flag out of the colors. That's fun, right? But it never runs out. This thing, I don't know, man. Well, here, okay, so it's somewhere in C tier, probably. Is it better than just a store-bought bottle of bad salsa? Yeah, I guess. And it's not multi-layer. Yeah, you're right. It's not multi-layer for very long. It turns into an orangish kind of slime pretty quickly. Sarah put the multi-layer dip for you because you are a Midwesterner. No, she was entirely correct to do that. It is always at every cookout I go to. But it is not great. It's just not great, man. I mean, I'll eat it. Fuck, dude. I would eat all this stuff, right? But by choice? Non-beer brats. Okay, it looks like we have had some more Midwesterner. They realized we got some Midwest stuff going on here. We got beer brats, and we got non-beer brats. So, first of all, let's talk about beer brats. We got some brats, right? You pour a dark beer into here, like an actual porter or a stout or something like that. Toss some onions in there. Put some sauerkraut in there. Maybe a little bit of garlic. A little bit of butter, right? You boil the brats for a long time. Post-boiling, you bring them out to the grill and you sear them on all sides to lock in the Hindenburg of juices. And then you put that shit on a brat bun. Take out some of that slop that's still in there, sauerkraut, put it right on top. You can add any condiments you want. Ketchup is not faux pas, although, you know, classically it's a brown mustard, but I'm not going to judge you. Do what you want. And have yourself a fucking root beer, or even a sarsaparilla to drink with it. It matches pretty well. And you have yourself an S tier. Fucking shit. Let's fucking go. You can do spice mustard. You can put a little horseradish in there, some horseradish mustard. You can put so many things on here. You could actually just eat it plain and it's still delicious. You can do what you want. I'm not going to police that. Then we got non-beer brats. Now, non-beer brats are still quite delicious. I just think these are better, that's all. They're still S tier, but they're like here, probably. Still S tier, just, you know, not as good, that's all. Great work. Thanks for letting me talk about Wisconsin a little bit. Some fucking brats. Alright. Hot links. This fucking dude, extra tender. Earl Campbell's Red Hot Link. Fully cooked. Guy slapping a car roof. You can fit so much Red Hot Links in here. Hell yeah, hot links. Hot links are delicious. Just heat and swerve. I like hot links. I've had them all of one time. They're like a hot dog, only better. So they're one tier up from a hot dog. I don't know where they should exactly go here because I've had them like once, but they were very good. Maybe better than a naked brat. I'm not sure. But they're good. Mayo versus mustard potato salad. Potato salad gets a bad reputation for being the, like, low effort, suburban kind of, you know, thing that people put on their plate just so it looks like they put more than just meat on their plate, right? But I'm gonna be honest, they entirely deserve that reputation. German potato salad's a little better, but I don't find potato salad to be good. I don't think it's good. I have had potato salad that was quite tasty, as a matter of fact. All of the potato salads that I've had that were really good were like so different than normal potato salad. Oh, I guess we're comparing the two. Mayo versus mustard potato salad. So, did we make the mayo yolk mustard emulsified or like Miracle Whip? I would even take Hellmann's. Hellmann's mayo is perfectly tasty, right? Miracle Whip is inedible. Miracle Whip is, I assume Miracle Whip is like a social experiment, like to weed out the people in the population that have no sense of taste in any, like their food turns to ash because they were cursed by some Aztec god or something like that. And then people who like Miracle Whip, that is them. But in neither of these are we talking about Miracle Whip. Hellmann's is fine. You buy it from the fucking gas station, it still tastes good. That being said, this potato salad looks gross. This looks delicious. So, Miracle Whip is a sandwich spread. It's not even a good sandwich spread. It's like a bad sandwich spread. Anything you would ever put Miracle Whip on, you would be serving yourself better by putting Hellmann's on it. This shit is trash. It's trash. This one looks tastier. I have had potato salad that is good, but that's so rare and it was so divergent from what it's kind of supposed to be that I feel like that was just someone doing something amazing with a bad idea, with a bad concept maybe. And you're only ever going to get kind of this stuff. Well, I don't know. Maybe your cookouts are the shit. I don't know. I've had potato salad that tastes B tier before. I'll say that one. You left out egg salad because you don't want to be hurt again. Egg salad is C tier. I'd put egg salad C tier at probably above these dips. Yeah, right above these dips underneath a margarita. If you got someone actually making the egg salad, it's okay. You know, I guess. Deviled eggs. Top of A tier. Deviled eggs are fucking delicious. Especially if you spice them up, you get some horseradish in there. Delicious. So fucking good. Burgers being at S makes us assume the best, otherwise it would be generally ability and most people suck at grilling burgers. True. that goes into my calculation, right? That goes into my calculation a little bit. There it is. Deviled eggs. Let's go. You can eat 1,000 deviled eggs. Same. Same dude. Strong A tier contender. This might be the gatekeeper of S tier. I will always eat deviled eggs if I go to a cookout. This is 100% going to be on the plate at all times. If I ever run out of them on the plate, I'm getting more. They're the shit. And you can make them even the basic form of them is quite delicious. Unlike this, where only the 1% of the 1% is edible, the shittiest deviled eggs are still great. Your aunt mixes crispy bacon into the piping egg mix. Sounds great. Sounds just great. Get yourself some good ones, though. Don't come in there with some gas station deviled eggs to judge the entire food category, right? Melanator Man, are there any of the AOS centerpieces worth actually taking in an army? That's a great question. Big brain suggestion, actually. Butterflied bird. You chop that shit in half and you toss it on the grill. It's fucking good because it's chicken that you put on a grill. That's always good, right? It's just good. Is it the best way of making chicken? No. But it's very nice. It's very nice. At least B tier, probably A tier. Not quite deviled egg quality, but it's very nice. Can be a touch dry. I prefer dark meat, but it's great. Grilled wangs. It's somewhere up here. I think I'm going to put it there. Wings are delicious. I've had wings that are the tippity top of S tier. And the worst wings almost I've ever had are like A tier. Wings are just great. I'm a big fan of wings, obviously. We built our house on wings. Hell yeah, brother. Also, you got to go for the flats, not the drums. Get that second bone out of there. Meat lollipop. Dip it in some blue cheese. Or ranch if you live in Wisconsin. But honestly, I use blue cheese even though I live in Wisconsin. So what are you going to do? There's a trillion ways to make them. Half of them are amazing. I don't have too many bad things to say about it. And I think I would rather have all of this before this. Upon reflection. I was thinking about like alternative ways to make chicken, and then this thing that was the last thing I did. I'm like, oh yeah. There's a bigger discrepancy between the best chicken and just kind of tossing it out there. Both blue cheese and ranch are good on the wing. Yeah, it depends on what you're pairing it with. What sauce, right? Steaks. Steaks on the grill. I like steaks on the grill. Steaks are the shit. Probably better than this chicken. This thing just keeps dropping the more I think about it. Top of B tier, next above this chicken, I think. Next up is watermelon. Watermelon's delicious. I like watermelon. It's a side for sure, but it's hella delicious. I'm putting it on my plate. I just am. B tier. I have had... Yeah, I mean, it's watermelon. Tastes great. It's sugar water that is in a vaguely solid form. Not bad. I've had some real cold, watery, nasty-ass watermelon, sure, but, you know, I'm digging it. I'm in. It goes on the plate. It will not be on the plate for long, and the water tends to contaminate some other things on your plate, you know, which is a little annoying, but honestly, just like pick it up and eat it and be walking around with that plate. It's fine. Tastes great. Fudge Pops. We got some more kids stuff. The last time I had a Fudge Pop was probably the year of our Lord 1997. And I really liked it. But it's like, you know, a kid's ice cream snack. It's quite nice. Honestly, I'm putting it in B. I'm in. Any Fudge Boys in the chat? I'm in. I'm fucking in. Yeah, it's somewhere in B tier. It's quite nice. It's superior to this stuff. You know. 97 was a good year. True. The psycho actually bit into it. Just take a gob off of it. Ice cream sandwiches. Some more kid stuff. These are not the greatest. They're alright. Again, probably better than C tier stuff. Would I rather have an ice cream sandwich or a margarita? I think I would rather have an ice cream sandwich. I'm really not trying to drink a lot. I'm trying to make the good decisions, you know? Ice cream sandwiches are okay. There's nothing wrong with them. They're like 99 cents. Orange creamsicle, not on the list. Creamsicle is simply the best type of these things. Not by a crazy amount, but it's the one I like the most. If it's a Cookie Witch, yeah, then we're talking. Cookie Witch stonks are like rocketing up this tier list, but this one, it's pretty good. I'll have it. Any Choco Taco enjoyers and the press F's in chat for the Choco Taco being discontinued. Choco Taco beats Creamsicle for me. It's too bad they had to retire it. Officially, I read the Wikipedia on it. The official reason for them retiring the Choco Taco was that it was too delicious. They got sued. And, you know, I mean, it's a dangerous game to play. Yeah, good night, sweet prince. Grilled shrimp. This looks like... Is this shrimp scampi? Is this scampi, maybe? I don't know. Grilled shrimp is boss. It's so delicious. I love it. Scampi is awesome. I see there's lemon and butter over here. Scrimp. This shit is so good. It's so good. It's probably A tier for me. It is more edible than corn on the cob. Is it as delicious? I don't know. This is pretty close. Both of these things here are simply vehicles for like butter and juice, essentially. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm doing that. Shrimp on the Barbie, man. It's bussin'. I think it's a healthy A tier. You are any vehicles for butter and juice in chat? All right. Grilled zucchini, grilled Zuckerberg, grilled zucchini. I thought this was a food tier list. Well, you know, everyone makes mistakes. That's fine. It's not on this list, but it is in the lowest of trash tier. It's not even edible. It's actually below the shittiest beer, even. It's goddamn disgusting. What are you doing? Anyway, yeah, it doesn't appear on this down here, but it is for sure giga trash. Absolutely disgusting. Sorry, I added it. It's a okay, don't take offense. It's a joke. There are humans who eat this and bring it to barbecues, and they shouldn't. Long story short. I mean, you consider the cucumber. You can make pickles out of cucumber. Zucchini. What do you do with the zucchini besides, like, put a disc shape of it into a glass of water at an expensive seeming restaurant to make the water taste worse? Like, what do you do with this stuff? Soren, good evening to Texas. We're going over a Cookout tier list. I'm glad we got some more Texas representation in here. Crawfish broil. That's the shit. I've had this. It's so good. Love me some crawdads. Yeah, and then you could fry the pickle. You could deep fry the pickle. Dip it in some ranch dressing if you're in Wisconsin. Crawfish broil. I mean, it's like this, right? It's similar to this. But it's simply better. It's simply better. I've had this in Las Vegas, and I've had this in New Orleans. And brother, it is so good. It is so good. In fact, one of the places I went to, they served it to you. They just gave you a bag. They just gave you a fucking bag. Like a clear plastic bag. And it was filled with crawfish, like corn on the cob chunks, some super spicy like red sauce that was like filling up the lower third of the entire thing. And they just like shook it up and gave it to you. And it was so good. You have to put on basically an entire environmental suit to eat the thing, but it's delish. There might have been like a spicy sausage just chilling in the bottom of that bag, soaking up all the juice. Oh man. Anyway. Fajitas and fixins. Alright, all my Espanol speaking listeners, please cover your ears for a moment. This meat is pretty good. If you did anything else with this meat, it would be better than making a Cookout like fajita out of it. Fajitas are mid. Texans absolutely activated. They're just mid. The things you can do with these ingredients and even some other ingredients, you need to aim higher. You can do so much better than a fajita. You can get into S tier with Mexican food. In fact, you can like fucking pound for pound be punching, pummeling other foods. Get some paella in here. I mean, maybe that's not like a cookout food exactly, but anyway, yeah, fajitas. Build your own disappointing Mexican sandwich. No thanks. There are way better things to make in that food location. Anyway, jalapeno poppers. This is where you hollow out a jalapeno. You fill it with cream cheese, sometimes cheddar cheese if you're in Wisconsin. Wrap it in bacon, dip it in ranch dressing or something like that. This is like the proper way to make them. You can also deep fry them and fill them with cheese and goop and stuff, and they're totally delicious that way as well. I think this way is superior, but I am not complaining about either way. These shits are delicious. I'm gonna eat like fucking 9 of them and start hating myself. They're so good. These two were fighting for supremacy at the top of the A tier. They're so good. Maybe like this, but deviled egg, I'm sorry. It's not you, it's me. I love deviled eggs. But this is like kind of like a deviled egg in a strange way. Grilled poppers are better than fried. True, but they're both fucking awesome. So, I'm not complaining. If I see breaded, deep fried poppers, you will not get a complaint. Holy shit, that's good. Auntie's pasta salad. Sorry, Grammy. This shit is disgusting. Disgusting. Watery, oily. For some reason it's served cold, even though if you heated it up it would literally taste better. It's fucking gross. I guess it's better than that stuff. Yeah, I think it's like the actual bottom of the stuff that I could possibly consume. Would you really want to eat a hot salad? Yeah, it would taste better. Look, everything in here is like a shitty, cheap-ass version of some antipasto, olives and meat and cheese plate kind of thing from, like, if you're eating at your Italian friend's house. And then they just, like, stir it into a bowl and then make each individual part of it, instead of, like, good and gourmet, they get, like, the cheapest version. And then it's cold, which is gross. No. Hella gross. NBA Jam that shit. Yeah, and I actually think, yeah, if you heated this thing up, all the individual portions of it would taste better. Pasta's I'd prefer pasta to be warm. I don't think it's weird to warm up a salad if all the ingredients taste better when they're warm. It's like, would you really eat a hot cereal? Yes, I would. Oatmeal's very nice. You know, and oatmeal tastes better when it's warm versus when it's cold. Similarly, all the things in here, right? Next. Oh, Jello desserts. Oh, it's so cute. Isn't this cute? Look at how fun this is. You're having fun. This is like hardly even food, right? It's just like it's like you're eating cold, rubbery ice, kind of. There isn't really much flavor to it. Maybe you're getting some food coloring in there. But you put it on your plate anyway, just to add some color. You want to add some color to that plate. There we go. Anyway, it's almost flavorless. It's not particularly good. But fuck it, dude. I'm putting it on the plate. You gotta add some color on there. And I would sooner have it than those. And I would sooner have it than chips, even. It's fun. It's fun. We're having fun, okay? Lazy Walmart desserts. At least you tried. An attempt was made. You brought something. Freshness guaranteed. Pressing X to doubt on that one. You can go to a grocery store and get some reasonable desserts that are still lazy, but like way better. Way better. And they're not even that much more expensive. I've had these like sugar cookies before, and I hesitate. I don't think they're even cookies. They're more like a pastry. Like a, it's like a, it tastes very, you're tasting flour, and it's kind of like a cakeish, floury, spongy substance that may or may not have been actually cooked. I'm not sure. They're not very good, but you did something. You did something. An attempt was made. You tried. I mean, it's still better than guacamole. This crap. It's technically edible, but I probably wouldn't eat it. I probably wouldn't have any. Thanks for bringing something. It's always nice to bring something. Unless the thing that you bring is on the trash tier, then, like, what are you doing? Although, everyone expects you to bring this. Everybody seems to like this. You know, and some of this other stuff. Very few people seem to like this over here. This is something I've never had. I have seen this. I've never seen this in real life. I've only seen this on like the cover of a magazine from 1977 about a picnic. I've never had it. I'd try it. Perhaps it's good. I'm not sure. I'd eat it. It's got a cool look to it. It looks neat. Wears solo cups and plastic silverware. Honestly, probably B tier. The person who brings silverware, plates, cups, stuff like that, probably B tier. Brown sugar and pineapple caramelized at the bottom. Oh, is that it? It's got brown sugar in there? Okay, my opinion of it has raised. This one, it's probably not the best version of this, but it looks good. I'd eat it. AOS man hates guac. Yeah, guacamole is gross. It's actually gross. To me. Guy who brings Dominoes. But why? You're going to a cookout. The point of a cookout is to go there and create food. It's not that it's lazy and cheap. You can be very lazy and very cheap and still bring something great that everybody is happy with. You know what I mean? If you are very lazy and very cheap, just bring plates. Plates and cups and forks and knives that are plastic. You can buy each one of those for maybe $2 and you get like 10 of them or 20. You can be so lazy and cheap and still be part of the glue that binds the cookout together, an important part, a cog in the gears of a working machine of meat. But yeah, bringing a pizza to a cookout feels to me a lot like let's say you're going fishing, right? So your buddy's in the boat. He's currently turning on the engine in the back, right? And you're stepping into the boat, and you got your boots on, you got your fly, well, not a fly fishing, usually do that from the shore, but you could do it from the boat. You got your rod, you know, and you're bringing with you, like, a box of fish sticks on a plate that are just, like, cooked already. It's like we came here to catch fish and then cook them. What are you bringing cooked fish to a place where we get the fish, right? There was a mistake here. You misunderstood what we're doing. We're going to a cookout to create food. You could make a pizza, I guess, in a cookout, but that'd be weird. Yeah, don't do this. That being said, this is going to taste better than all this stuff, so good work. And you can bring pizza to a cookout where like you're going to spend the night, right? And so you bring the pizza and then you put the leftover pizza on the grill to like heat it up, and that tastes good, right? You could do that. But it's still weird. And it's also like Domino's. It's $5 pizza. I don't know. It's Labor Day after all. Gotta cook meats. True. Fruit salad. We got kiwis in here. We got what are those tiny oranges called? Or I can't remember. What are those tiny oranges? It's a type. They got a special name to them. They're very good. Tangerine, clementine, that's it. They're clementines. AKA mandarin oranges as well, yeah. Got some blueberries, got some strawberries. I'm seeing some pineapple. I'm seeing some banana. I'm seeing some grapes. Sometimes put some cantaloupe, some honeydew in there. You must have this. It's necessary. It's A tier. You put that on your plate and you eat it with a smile on your face. It is an integral part of the meal. And everything in there is great. There's no loser here. As far as I'm looking at it. Honestly, grape might be the least interesting thing in here. Grape is probably the worst, but grapes are good. I'm in. It's a clutch tier, yeah. And with a Jello shot. High school kids going to a drinking party tier, trash. And then what do we got down here? We got sandwiches. Yeah, grape is annoying to hit with that fork. It's gonna roll away from you 9 times out of 10. Annoying. I guess you could eat it with a huge fucking spoon or something, I'm not sure. The XXX sub for everyone? Oh, okay. I mean, we're grilling, like we're roasting the top bun and the bottom bun, right, in that long thing. We're tossing it on there and cooking it up. The Sam sandwich tray. You could, let's pretend you bought the ingredients for this massive sandwich and you like grilled the bread and stuff like that, and you're gonna make it for everybody. This could be quite good, right? I could imagine a world where it's B tier, but probably what it is just a big Reynolds wrap thing from the supermarket, and then you aren't doing much to it. It tastes good, I guess. It's okay. Where's the tater tot hot dish at? Tater tots are quite nice. They're like French fries. They're just always good, right? Tater tots are delicious. I'd put them in C tier somewhere. This is clearly a lobster roll, which is fucking amazing. I love lobster rolls. Big fan. Probably better than that. I'll put it right there. It's not the most cookout food, but it actually is a very cookout food if you're like bringing lobster to it and you're boiling them and you're putting this on. It's actually fucking awesome. I love lobster rolls. Big fan. But I've never been to a cookout where they're doing that. That would be some real fisherman town, you know, out in the country kind of thing. But that sounds awesome. Yeah, like a Maine cookout. This isn't a perfect organization necessarily, but it's pretty close to how I feel. I would rather have pizza than those. What the fuck is this bean dip actually doing here? Okay, yeah, I'm kind of happy with this, I think. What are those cookies going up the tier for? I mean, there's stuff that's just boring and worse than it, I guess. The cookies are trash, though. I keep saying they're trash. I should probably put them in trash. This is at least kind of food, but I just don't want it. This is like, you kind of shouldn't have done this for a lot of this. Or just stuff I strongly despise. Like cheap shit beer, gross guacamole, stuff that tastes like tea. I don't drink wine, you know. Where's pigs in a blanket rank? I've only ever had that as a breakfast food, Ortorius. Like, you know, you wrap a pancake around it, kinda, or you create a pancake around it. Let's be very honest, though. Lemonade is better than this. I did lemonade a little dirty here. It's probably there. You are correct. Everything else is kind of fitting. So what's missing from here? A whole bunch of fish. Having grown up in Wisconsin, but I don't know, is it... I feel like, to me, a cookout is distinct from a fish fry. But if there was all sorts of fish on here, we could do that too. I love fish. Most of the fish would be in like A or B tier somewhere. Big fan of fish, obviously. Grew up with fish all over the place. Guacamole and lemonade are the only great sins. Alright, there we go. So there isn't too much of a hot take here. And I would drink lemonade before a lot of other stuff, I think. No brisket. Yeah, there's no like hardcore grill stuff here. No brisket, no burnt ends, no pulled pork, right? There's a bunch of that. There's a bunch of that stuff missing. All of it would be an S tier. Just all of it. Brisket would probably be the king of maybe all meat at a cookout, possibly, for me. Yeah, some ceviche on that plate. most of the slow cooked meats, even stuff like shoulder, which is what I tend to make pulled pork out of, would be a hardcore S tier. For sure. But good list. Good list for sure. Your uncle would often bring a glass bottle pops in a big cooler. Cold cuts and a cheese board. That'd be nice. That'd be delish. Oh man, after your own heart, you will put yourself into a meat coma on the brisket. Same. Yeah, antipasto for your Mamma Mia folks. Same, yeah. I lived in New Jersey for probably a year, so I had all the antipasto I could eat. And I realized also while living there that there was a big fucking difference between a submarine sandwich and an Italian submarine sandwich. They're basically different species. And I'm not good with Italian words, but they put this fucking sauce on there, like, what was it called? Like giardiniera sauce or something like that. It was like super spicy, oily, and it had chunks of various peppers and stuff in it. God damn. You put that thing on a sub? Jesus Christ. So good. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I'm not good with Italian stuff. But it's got pickled pepper. Yeah, it's like a pickled pepper liquid kind of flavor blast. And it's goddamn delicious. I'm ready to put this one away. Damn, I'm ready to go to a fucking cookout, I tell you what. I will not be. I will not be doing that today. But I just went to one a few weeks ago, which was pretty nice. And I'm ready. I'm ready to dig in. And this wasn't even getting into, like, you know, most of this was American, but it was still missing a bunch of American stuff. It would be a huge list if so. But I'm interested in going to cookouts in other countries. I'm, like, excited for it. I've never been to a Korean cookout before. Holy shit, that'd be sick. I love Korean food. Anyway, like, all sorts of different countries. Chips tier list. All right, this was the... We got mixed up. I went for the Wake Up Super, and I got blocked. So, this was within the tier list itself. There was a miniature chips tier list, Shahrazad, where you have to play a sub-game. And so we're playing the sub-game. We're doing it. I don't know that anyone really cares too much about chips. So this one will be quick. This will not be particularly long. Baked Cheetos, bad. Baked other type of Cheetos, bad. Cape Cod, why would you eat that? Cheetos that look like they have a jalapeno on them, meh. Puffs, meh. They're probably the better version of it. Cool Ranch Doritos, bad. Doritos Dynamite Sticks, never had it. Gonna add a row below. Haven't had. Doritos Flames, haven't had. Fritos, why would you eat this? Funyuns Hot, bad. Funyuns, bad. Cheetos Flamin' Hot, better than normal Cheetos. I haven't had the puff version. Kettles, why would you eat this? Why would you eat this? Dude, kettle chips they exist to make sure that your teeth explode into shards of glass and kill you, and they don't taste good. Kettle chips are trash. They're so bad. They're just so bad. Barbecue Lay's, not bad. Lay's sour cream and onion, meh, I guess. Like right here. Lay's Classic, bad and boring. Haven't had Flamin' Hots. Lightly salted, better than Classic, I think. Actually, I'll put them up like here. Limon, never had. Salt and vinegar, why would you eat this? Sour cream and onion, not bad. Cheetos Flamin' Hot, some 17th variety of Flamin' Hot, haven't had it. Munchies, why would you eat this? Munchies Hot. Well, actually, I've never had them. I've had this, but a better version of it, but it's not this one, so whatever. Doritos, not bad. Doritos are super good. Maybe I prefer the barbecue ones, actually. Ruffles cheddar cheese and sour cream, God's creation. Holy shit, the best chip. Ruffles boring, bad, boring. Ruffles sour cream, better than Lay's sour cream. Doritos something, haven't had it. Doritos, spicy hot, meh. Doritos, this is the sweet spicy kind of, that they're actually pretty good. That's pretty good. I like those. Sun Chips are bad. I would actually rather have original Ruffles, I think, than Sun Chips. Haven't had that version. Originals are worse than a lot of other stuff. I'd rather have classic. I'd rather have Cool Ranch. Truly. I don't know what that thing is. I've never had Takis, but I've seen them at gas stations before. Haven't had these, but I would try it. And then Cheeto Flamin' Hot the version 50. I haven't had it. Okay. So we got cheddar cheese and sour cream Ruffles, which is just the best type of chip. Spicy sweet. Pretty good. These are not bad. This shit's meh. This stuff is bad. And I actually don't know. It's not that bad. All the kettle variety of chips are like, I mean, if you want to eat, it's like you're putting a mortar into your mouth and then it just explodes and you are killed. But also, don't taste good. Bad texture, way too hard, and taste bad. This is a trap a lot of people fall into, where they're like, I'm gonna take a cheap, shitty, fast food style, low quality type of food, and I'm going to make like a, you know, healthier, more natural, you can buy it at your Starbucks version of it, and it's just bad. Like, it's worse, actually. You would prefer the lower quality thing, right? And that's these kettle chips. Holy shit. Inedible. You should floss more. A normal chip shouldn't shred your gums. My gum health is fine. I floss frequently. My gum health is alright. It's like people who like Captain Crunch, goodbye the roof of your mouth. Yeah. I don't know. Holy shit. Anyway. If I'm ever gonna have chips, it's gonna be like this, maybe this or this, and this. At this point right here, I'm probably just not. I'm not big on chips. Like, at this exact point, sour cream and onion Lay's, I'm probably not gonna have it, and then all this other stuff is like, it's just made for people who aren't me. But this is the hot shit right here. Hell yeah. Same with this. There. I hope you enjoyed the really fast, hottest take tier list I could possibly think of. And I haven't had a lot of chips because I don't have chips. I don't have chips a lot. Not a big chip guy, as you might notice. Yeah, this is going on YouTube. Okay, wait. I'll wait. Tortilla chips aren't on there. Tortilla chips. True. But it was a sub game, right? It was a game within a game. So, where do those rank? Tortilla chips are we talking corn or rice or what the? Probably corn, right? Escondallo. Trader Joe's Hint of Lime is the best tortilla chip you can buy from a non-Mexican store. I've had those. They're actually quite nice. Anyway, where do tortilla chips go? They go right at, let's see, I think behind Ruffles. They're pretty good. They're only half of the story, though. These are self-contained food units. Tortilla chips, you gotta dip them in something. And if you're dipping them in something, then they go above S tier, and it just shits on the entire concept of this tier. Because you've entered into, like, real food territory. You know what I mean? This S tier is not equivalent to the barbecue S tier. This is the S tier of this particular encapsulated vacuum of just this tier list, right? Cheddar, cheese, and sour cream, like Ruffles, on the Cookout tier list would go into, like, the top of C tier, right? So, keep that in mind. What about Chex Mix? Meh. Goes in at the very top of meh tier. Like, eh. Will I go out of my way to reach for a handful of it if it's sitting right next to me? Honestly, still just a 50-50 chance. I don't know. Pretzels. Hard pretzels are meh. But like the big soft pretzels at a place that like made them fresh out of the oven, it above S tier. It doesn't really go onto a chip tier list because it actually becomes food at that point. Yeah, soft pretzels super high tier. I love soft pretzels. Anyway, there we have it. Salsa Salsa Verde Doritos pretty good. Verde means green. I know that. I got that one. I might try them. Bring soft pretzels to the cookout? Hell yeah, I'm in. Dip it in that Wisconsin beer cheese. Some honey mustard. You can dip it in all sorts of stuff that's fucking lit. So good. Heywoah was not an ogre butcher. Confirm no stone teeth. True, yeah. That's why I'm not Gutbusters. I didn't choose Gutbusters. I chose Beast Claw. Right? It's different. I live in the cold north, right? Anyway, good tier.